Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Central as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon, and we talk about all things truth. You can send an email to donna@donnasedge.com. If you have any ideas for a show, you can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the newscasters.com. That's our new podcast, and we definitely appreciate you watching and listening every chance you get. Now, the show itself airs on all social media sites. 1 p.m. is when you can find us, but you can always go back and check out the archives, and you'll be able to listen and watch that way as well. So Amy sent a suggestion, and it was about qualities of a good listener and how to be one. So I found a very good article, and this is through Indeed.com. Extremely important that we're good listeners. You know, sometimes we get so busy in conversation trying to think about what we want to say next that we're not listening to the person who is actually speaking to us. And you may miss some really, really good tidbits that may help you later in life on your job, your career, your family, everything that can make us a better person. So let's talk about this for just a few seconds. Good listening skills play a vital role in today's business world and in the family as well. So being a good listener, often referred to as active listening, allows you to build relationships and ensure understanding with your co-workers or with your family. Although listening seems a bit intuitive, the ability to do so, there are several things you can do to improve your listening skills. And so we're going to talk about that and how to be a more effective listener, again, in the workplace and at home. I know my granddad used to say this over and over again. You know, God gives you actually one mouth and two ears. So there's a reason for that. So let's talk about that. So what's a good listener? Okay, so according to the article, Indeed.com, a good listener is someone who focuses completely on what another person is saying and engages with their ideas in a thoughtful, comprehensive way. Now, good listening is not just about learning what a person is saying, but making a commitment to digesting the information they're presenting and responding constructively. So whether through questions, suggestions, or simply your thoughts, when it's necessary, a good listener is one that actively engages with the material that they are listening to. How a person listens to something is just as important as whether they are listening at all. How many times have you said, the car is red? And you're saying this to someone you really don't think they're listening to you. And you'll say something like, well, the car is red. They come at you just a little bit later and say, what color did you say that car is? Simple. The car is red. That's only 4 words right there. So again, listen, and you don't have to backtrack, and it makes you look foolish when you ask questions when somebody has just absolutely said very clear whatever they're trying to get over to you. Okay, so why is it important? Okay, it makes you a good professional. So let's think about this. Being a good listener can help make you a better leader and professional in the workplace, regardless of your position. You can move up the ladder really fast if you're a good listener as well. Whether you're a manager in charge of a team or looking to provide support to co-workers, improving your listening skills can help you succeed in your professional career. Instead of letting yourself become distracted easily or letting yourself miss important information, practicing and becoming a better listener can help you stay focused on the things that are important and improve your communication skills. This will also help you, because I've been studying this. I mean, I really think it's pretty awesome. So about how to be a better listener, but also this will help you in your comprehension skills as you're reading a book. How many times have you read a book and you think, what did I just read? Okay, this will help in that area as well. So how to be a better listener. Okay, give the speaker your undivided attention. Now this is important, whether it's one-on-one or whether you're listening to a group, maybe the pastor of your church, or maybe you're in a business meeting and you're listening to a speaker, or you're in an event or whatever. Your full attention. That doesn't mean you're playing on your cell phone, all those things. So let's talk about that. Distractions can make it difficult to focus on the things a speaker is telling you. To become a good listener, limit as many distractions as possible and give the speaker your undivided attention. This includes silencing your phone, turning off your computer, and avoiding the urge to multitask. Multitasking is what gets me in trouble sometimes. Don't multitask by checking emails or giving attention to other tasks. This can help you focus on the speaker, ensuring that you're taking in everything that they are saying. It's also important to be aware you take the time to give the speaker your undivided attention. Okay, managing your time correctly can help you to ensure you can limit distractions while you are listening. Let's get to number 2. Provide appropriate nonverbal communication. Let's dig and see what they say about this. So providing a speaker with the appropriate nonverbal cues can help them feel more at ease and comfortable as you listen to them. Nonverbal communication helps you listen and provides your support without having to interrupt your speaker. If you sit there at your speaker and you nod, if you're agreeing with what they say, you nod, you do this, it gives the speaker much more confidence as well. So you're out there to help other folks. It's not all about us, okay? This can include maintaining sufficient eye contact, very important, sit up straight, and again, smiling when appropriate. Now, if it's bad news or something like that, you want to sit there smiling. They're going to think you're making fun of them. Now, proper nonverbal communication while listening can also help the speaker feel more at ease and more likely to openly communicate their ideas. And that's what it's all about, right? Where everybody gets the idea. Okay, let's go on ahead and talk about number 3. Pace the conversation. Okay, pace the conversation. Being a good listener can often include opening a dialogue and allowing it for conversation to start between you and the speaker. Pace the conversation by determining the goal of the speaker's message and evaluating their nonverbal cues to decide when it's appropriate to respond. Instead of rushing to fill sentences, let the speaker finish their thoughts and acknowledge their message accordingly. Now, this will also give you time to absorb the message and process what they're saying before it's time to respond. Number 4, ask meaningful questions. Don't spend all of your time while they're talking trying to come up with questions, though. There's a deal there. Okay, so once it's time to open up a dialogue, the questions you asked should be meaningful and establish your investment in the speaker's message. Now, ask questions that can both help you and the speaker reflect on what they said, as well as elaborate on any points that you may need clarification. Maybe somebody coughed when the speaker was happens all the time. Somebody's going to cough, usually me because of the asthma. So it could be, say, and don't put the person coughing on the spot. Just say, I did a little bit of an interruption, so I didn't hear what you said. That's perfectly okay to say, okay? All right, the questions might help the speaker remember other things they wanted to say or open up a new line of dialogue that will be worth exploring. Okay, number 5, recall previous information. Recalling information that the speaker has already discussed, as well as summarizing the points they made in your responses, can help you become a more effective listener. Doing this not only shows the speaker you understand what they said, but it also ensures they can clarify any misunderstandings and confirm their key points. Number 6, provide your input. Now, being a good listener both processes the speaker's message and providing valuable input from your point of view. It is best to do this once the speaker has contributed everything they need to say. Don't interrupt. Let them speak. And you have properly interpreted all the information that they have presented. I'm going to go on ahead because I've got some more awesome things right here to say. But before I go into the next segment, let's talk about building communication skills in 9 types of listening. There's 9 types of listening, and I thought this was really informative as well. So building communication skills, whether you're networking with colleagues, again, what we're about to say is going to help you with better communications and better listening skills. Now, effective types of listenings. So listening is just one type of communication skill. Now, if you're sitting there, you know what this usually means? Now, it usually means I'm cold because I'm a cold-natured person. However, if I'm sitting here and my arms are crossed and the speaker is out there trying to do what they're supposed to be doing, and I'm sitting here with my arms crossed, it may say, I don't know what you're saying. So we got to be careful also with our communication skills, okay? I know that I've seen some preachers' wives, like their husband will be just a little bit long-winded, maybe just a little bit, and they start going, that means I got to get home and fix lunch, right? So hurry it up. So be careful in how you do those things. Let's go into a commercial break, and we shall be returning in just a minute. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors, and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
My Towels solved the problem that we've all had with towels. You go into the stores and they feel lotiony and soft, but then you get them home and they wind dry you. That's why I made My Towels. They actually work, they're soft, and they absorb. And now I'm excited to announce 2 brand new lines of My Towels. What makes them the best towels ever is they're now made with 100% long staple Shapir cotton. This is a combed ring-spun cotton that makes My Towels even softer and more absorbent than ever. And now you get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get My Towels for only $29.98. Or you can get my designer premium line for just $20 more. Either way, you save 50% now on all My Towels. They actually work. What a concept. This offer won't last long, so please order now.
MyPillow.com.
At Liberty Bank, we're all about community. Whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need, toys at Christmas, or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for 2 or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Okay, we're back. We're talking about listening skills. And there are, and I never thought about it this way, there are 9 types of listening. So the effective types of listening are, listening is just one, of course, one communication skill, but you can benefit from learning about the different types. Comprehensive listening, critical listening, full listening, and deep listening. Okay, now here we go. Comprehensive listening. What does that mean? Comprehensive listening is when you make judgments based on what the other person says and determine the truthfulness of the statements you hear. Also known as critical listening or evaluate listening. You can also judge what the person says compared to what your values are and decide if they're good or if they're bad. In this type of conversation, you might discriminate between distinctions and try to grasp the inner meaning of what the person said to see what their argument's advantages and disadvantages are. Now, discriminative listening, what's that? Okay, this type of listening involves identifying the difference between tones and sounds to figure out how these differences may affect the entire meaning of a sentence. Now, discriminative listening enables us to pick up on verbal cues that indicate what the speaker is truly saying or what emotions they're trying to express. Now, while others can hear somewhere in the subtle, if it comes to emotional variation in your voice, they may be able to distinguish what emotions you are going through. Now, let's think about this just for a second. Now, so I remember went to Friendship Elementary School in Oxford, Alabama. And went there through the 6th grade, and it was a grand school. No longer have the school. I think it's a community center now. But I remember our teacher, I think it was Miss Anderson. And so what she did, there was about 20 of us in the class. So she started with the person up the front, and she whispered, "The car is red." Okay, by the time it got around the room, it was something totally different. And she said, this is how toters can get something started and maybe start an untruth by going through different filters. Then another exercise she had was, the sky is blue. So what she did is she would emphasize on each word. So she said, the sky is blue. Then another time she said, the sky is blue. Then she said, the sky is blue. And then she said, the sky is blue. And so she emphasized on each word, and it felt like it gave it a different meaning. So that's another reason your communication skills are so important. If you're in a rush, you're in a hurry, and you're trying to get information out, really be careful on the words that you do reflect. Okay, because that means a lot as far as communications. Critical listening, okay, that's another one. Critical listening is an important type of listening because it requires you to listen to a message and assess whether the message and the speaker are trustworthy. In this whole wide world, I'd say I have to be careful with you guys because I know talk show hosts in the media, there's all kinds of misinformation out there. I call it downright lying, but I try to be as truthful with you as I possibly can on the research I'm giving. But critical listening is important in what I do for you, okay, because I want the truth only to be out there. Now, it can also enable you to take the message presented to them, compare it to the knowledge you may already have on a particular subject, and form your own analysis. This is what I tell you all the time. When people are running for office, listen, perform your own analysis, okay, so you can have a better informed vote, and you'll be doing the right thing, okay? Also form your own analysis and opinion on the message. Now, this type of listening enables professionals to conduct brainstorming sessions, create new solutions, and debate strategies. Now, all of these strategies right here you can use not only in business, you can use it at home as well with your family. Okay, therapeutic listening. This type of listening is when you let a troubled person discuss their problems. While medical personnel, counselors, and other types of professionals often employ this type, other professionals may use it when listening to acquaintances or friends to let them express their emotion or get advice. It is an especially effective skill to have when building rapport with coworkers and potential clients. Okay, so let's just say I'm selling an advertisement to someone for my show. Okay, if the person, if it's a widget he's selling, and I think it's a widget that really wouldn't apply to the area I'm in or to my show, I'm going to tell this person, okay? I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to waste their money. I'm not going to waste their time. I will tell them. Now, if it's something I think would be vital to their business and they can expand all kinds of possibilities where they get new business but I want to sit down and talk with them and find out what's important to them. It could be they need sales. It could be in this time we're in right now, they don't need more sales, they need help. They need employees. So if I'm going to ask that question, this is what I ask now. Okay, so what's more important to you, sales or employees? What do you need the most of right now? And they go, well, I got all the sales I can handle. I need more employees. Then I'm going to focus on them finding employees in their advertising. So got to listen, okay? And it doesn't matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter. If you're trying to sell your husband on an idea to get a slow cooker or something like that, what you want to do is sell him on the benefits of it. So I got a feeling I'm going to get one of those, what do you call them, the pots, Instapots, because I've been talking about, wow, wouldn't it be so nice? Well, because actually the studio is in my house, and so Phil had a room built for me. And so wouldn't it be nice to be able to smell that food while you're working on my shows and you're getting the intro and the outro? So I've been using that little toy with him, and I think he's listening. Plus it helped me too. So it's not only helping him get good food, it's helping me as well. Okay, so let's talk about therapeutic listening. Attending is a behavior that includes nonverbal cues that demonstrates how interested you are in what the speaker is saying. Now, certain body language cues, such as keeping your arms uncrossed, maybe you're cold, try to figure out another way to get warm, and uncrossed, and your body pointed toward the speaker, can show you have the speaker's attention. For example, if a coworker is giving a presentation, you can use eye contact and nod to show you're listening attentively, okay? When your pastor is up there, let's not forget the pastors of the church. When the pastor is up there, you need to be looking at them, not looking at your watch and trying to send text messages. Now, sometimes I have made it clear to the church we go to the pastor. Actually, the Bible is actually on a app here on my cell phone, so I did let him know that, so he wouldn't think I was playing, Facebook or whatever. Okay, so we talked about attending for therapeutic listening. Let's talk about empathizing. Okay, empathizing is a type of listening where you think and feel what the other person does. Someone with more experience in certain or similar areas of life may be more empathetic, but this type of listening allows you to learn more about a person's experience and perspective regardless of how similar it is to your own. For example, if a customer expresses their frustration with a product, you can use empathy to understand that what their inspections were not met and determine how you might feel in their position. Now, full listening. Well, this is a good one right here. Okay, full listening. When you pay attention, careful attention to what another person is saying, it is called full listening. And you really need to do that now when our folks running for office, all of our politicians are out there, they're on the speaking trail. You need to listen, give full attention. We don't like sound bites, right? None of us like sound bites. You're there for a reason, to not hear sound bites, but to hear the entire presentation to decide if this is a person you're going to vote for or not. Okay, so you may pause and then summarize what you just heard, or use paraphrasing, where you say back to that person what you just heard to see if it's correct. I think I heard you say, that's a good thing to say. And they'll correct you if it's not correct. Okay, so when the conversation is over, the speaker and you may agree to do what you have of a full understanding of the conversation. Now, this type of listening is a useful skill to have when you're trying to understand a lecture or presentation. Now, when I was through Auburn University, I was taking master gardening classes, and so I'm just going to tell you, Brian Brown is absolutely fabulous. He's a great instructor, and he makes everything so clear. But now one time, my phone went off, okay? It was a text that came through, and so there was an important message I had to have pertaining to the business, and I had it on. So I didn't hear all of the full sentence he said. I said, I am so sorry, Brian. I think I heard you say blah, 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 blah. And he said, no, you interpreted it wrong. It was so, and so. So make sure you understand. And it's perfectly okay to do when you're following politicians around. You're listening to what they have to say. Now let's talk about deep listening. Deep listening is more involved than full listening. Deep listening requires you and the other speaker to understand each other's sides. You must carefully pay attention to the details of a conversation and pick it up on many cues. Now, these cues can include watching body language, identifying biases and preferences, figuring out goals and needs, and perceiving values and benefits. All important. Again, person's out on the campaign trail, you need to watch their body language. Okay? If they're not looking at folks, I'm telling you, it's an old-fashioned idea, but if they are in front of you and they are speaking and they're not looking at people in the crowd, I'd be a little bit leery of them. Some people will look over the crowd, and sometimes they're nervous, is the reason a lot of people do that. But they've got to be looking at folks in the eye. They need to be doing that. Singers are the same way. When they're looking above the crowd, I feel like they're not engaging. But when they look into the crowd and they're looking at different folks, not a stare out contest, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking they're looking at different people throughout the crowd. They're engaging, and I'm more likely to listen to them. Now, ineffective types of listening, you can avoid the following types of ineffective listening by employing active listening when someone gives their full attention to the speaker and waits until they've finished and think of a response. Okay, so selective listening. Ooh, I've heard that before. You got selective listening, don't you? Okay, this type is when you only address certain aspects of what the other person has said to filter the message to more quickly understand its content. This type of listening may impact your ability to understand every detail, which could lead to miscommunications. Partial listening. Partial listening is when you have the intention to listen to another person, but you've been distracted. Could be your cell phone, could be all kinds of things happening. A pretty girl walks in front or a handsome guy walks in front and you're watching them instead of listening to the person. Now this keeps you from hearing the other person completely. Stray thoughts may have gotten in the way, or you heard something the other person said and began a response in your mind. Now this type of listening may be interpreted as false listening or impact a person's ability to fully and accurately answer a question or follow instructions. I've got one more, and this one is so important. It's called false listening. Now, false listening, this is the last one. False listening is when you pretend you are listening to the other person, but you're not fully comprehending what you're hearing. These listeners may show they understand by smiling, they're nodding, and grunting when they think it is appropriate. Now, this type of listening may impact your ability to be effective in your job. So listening may come in many forms. Each situation requires a different type of listening, but it's important to be aware of what you're doing. Focus on improving your comprehensive relationship, full and deep listening skills to become a more effective employee, co-worker, and family member, and member of the congregation where you go to church. My name is Donna. Thank you so much for watching Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. It's so good to be with you today. I'm looking forward to being with you again on the next segment. And you can find us on television, by the way, channel 182 on Charter Communications Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Again, thank you so much for watching. It's good to be with you.